Hey gang, we're here for hamstrings and glutes. Very simple profile today. Three movements, three supersets, technically three supersets. So first superset is going to be our stiff leg RDLs, alternating with a hip thrust complex. Our rep range today, anywhere from 8 to 12. I'm sorry, 8 to 15. So with these stiff leg RDLs, we're looking at a 12 to 15 rep range. Then superset number two, we'll go into some B stance RDLs, really get the focus on one side and then the other side, engaging the outer glute a little bit. And then we finish with our weighted Bulgarian split squats, alternating with a banded glute medius kickback. So I just realized I need to grab a mini loop band. If you do not have a mini loop band, what you can do is instead place a very light weight or just go body weight in that kickback. If you're at the gym, go ahead and find a cable machine with an ankle strap at its lowest setting, and any type of bench will work for your Bulgarians, your hip thrusts. You could use the Smith machine. You could use a bench like this. You might need some plates to adjust your height a little bit. Play around with your setup and a stance that makes sense. As always with Bulgarians, you don't want to go too far and you don't want to be too close. That's why I prefer my setup here at home. It does that work for you. So let me grab that mini loop band just to have, and we will get right to it. I already finished my 5 minutes of cardio, my dynamic stretching. So if you have not completed a dynamic stretch, I'm going to list everything that I did in my warm up, including hip openers. I finished with some cat cow, just for good measure. All right. Okay. So I'm actually going to start out with the 30-pound weights. I do have my wrist straps in case I want to progress to a barbell, depending on how I feel after set one. Oh, 4 sets of this first superset. This is the only superset. We've got 4 sets of. So go ahead, and I like to take the opportunity in the first set to not create a warm-up set, but really get intentional with form, the path in which I feel my dumbbells are traveling. So I'm going over the knees, these dumbbells, with the intention that I am going to pick up my barbell at some point. This is where I really work on range of motion. Going 3 more, stretching these reps to 15. Good. I really want to feel that burn in the hamstrings and the glutes. You should be feeling stiff legs. Stiff legs means engaging the hamstrings. So hamstrings, yes, and a little bit of that under glute. If you want to get a little bit more into the glutes, widen your stance and give a nice deep bend in that knee. The wider the stance in your RDLs, the more you're going to get into the glutes. So the stiffer you are, on the other hand, the more you're going to focus on engaging the hamstrings. So this is going to be interesting, but here we go. Just double check what is actually in frame. All right, perfect. Perfect. All right. So we've got a complex, which means full range of motion for 10 reps, I believe. You look at my notes. Yeah, so we've got a full range of motion, regular hip thrust for 10 reps. And then we go 12 casts, just like half rep. And then a 10-second isometric hold. Here we go. Second hold. So good. Okay. Now, the reason I think your first set of any exercise can be a confidence building set, not necessarily like a light, easy warm up, but a confidence building set. This can allow you to assess, was that really my best? Or can I do better? So asking yourself that question a bit more objectively, look for the answers. You know, is that really my best? Or can I improve? And if you can improve, then you move the question to action language. Will I improve? Will I choose to improve? Now, if that is a yes, assess what needs to be done. Just assess what needs to be done. Awesome. So a couple things I was assessing in that second set. My grip. Do I like this grip, or do I want to switch to an alternating grip? I might want to switch because I had issues last week. This week I actually feel much better, much stronger. I felt like my grip didn't fail me. So these are wins. So assessing what you'd like to improve on instead of what you think you need to do better is actually way more powerful. Do I want to get better? Well, that is a better question to ask yourself than assuming you're falling short somewhere. Fantastic. 2 down, 2 to go. Remember, you can rest up to 2 minutes in between if you need to. Don't rush your rest. Don't. It's not worth it. If you actually take some time to fully recover in between your sets, you may just be able to lift with just as much volume, intensity. Look, if you're not busted, if you're not out of breath like this after your superset, whew, you probably got some more in the tank. I'm gonna assume you've got a little bit more in the tank than you think. 2 down, 2 to go. Set yourself up with a timer. That's very efficient. When I'm at the gym, and sometimes people want to chat, which is fine, but that's not what I'm there for. I will set myself up with a timer, and I'll be pretending to change music, which looks like I'm unapproachable, which I sort of am. You're pressed on time, you're pressed on time. Okay, playing around with an alternate grip this time. We'll see how that feels with these wrist straps. And if you don't have lifting straps or wrist straps, whatever you call them, and your grip is failing you, think about making that investment because it is a smart one. Last couple of reps were garbage, so I'm gonna go back to that regular grip I was using and see if that makes a difference. Again, trial and error. When you're looking through things or looking at situations with the lens of what can I learn or how can I improve? How would I like to improve? Even start with, do you want to improve? That can make such a difference. Set number 3. 3 and 4. Arguably hardest set of every workout. Last set. I know, it's that type of workout where you're sitting there going, I'm not getting a lot of instruction. Yes, that means I'm working hard as well. We've got where I'm going to rest another 30 seconds. All right, 15 seconds on the clock. It's gonna take me about 15 seconds to load this rack or to get ready to finish the set. So here we go. And if you didn't know the importance of rest, you know now. I'm not talking about sitting there for 5 minutes in between sets. No, that's not it. Last and final set of these compounds, y'all. Deadlift or hip thrust. Where are we failing? Come on now. last few reps, that whole last set was a big question mark. Big question mark. All right, y'all. We got B stance RDLs. Or I'm sorry, kickstand RDLs. B stands, kickstand, same thing. 8 to 12 reps each. One down, 2 to go. One down, 2 to go. If you need your wrist straps, even though it's a lighter weight that you're working with, that's okay. Now what I want you to focus on is dumbbells, close to the body or far away. How's your hinge? Are you engaging the core properly? Range of motion. Bring in that other glute at the top of that rep. So you're really working both glutes in one move. Now, how am I reaching the point of shaking, even though these weights are not really heavy? Engagement. Simply engagement, tempo, range of motion, and movement quality. I have to remind myself, too, it's a hinge. It's not a forward fold, it's a hinge. How's my hinge? How's my core engagement? How's my static glute engagement? How's my moving glute engagement? Somebody asked me the question recently, how do I stay motivated? And I said, I don't, first of all. So I show up mad, frustrated, tired, just as much as I do happy, excited, joyful, grateful. But 2 things I do keep in the back of my mind. Number 1, how many people do I know personally, and how many people out there wish they could move their body in the way that I physically can, and that the way I'm physically able, who are not physically able and wish they could? When that doesn't do it for me, when I'm like, yeah, okay, I would love to lay in my bed right now. When that doesn't work, I think about the people who have said, you can't, whatever that is. And there's been a lot of them for me. She can't. Okay. You want to think that? She can't start that business. She can't make money. She can't be disciplined. Watch me. And that's how work is done quietly, behind the scenes. Nice and quiet, confident, not loud, not conceited. This is for me, it's for nobody else. That's how confidence is built. Coming in with our last 2% of the day. It's a spicy one. We're going to go both sides. So, Bulgarians, 8 to 10 on one side, 8 to 10 on the other. Match your reps up. I'm going to try to make progressions here. We'll see how that goes. And then we go kickbacks. Get your glute hinge. Rest. Whew. One down, 2 to go. 1 down, 2 to go. I know, y'all, I'm burning. And we're at the end of our work where we think, oh, this unilateral stuff should be good. That should be easy, right? Ugh. Wrong. I got about 30 more seconds to recover. Make sure you've got the proper feet placement and length. So you're getting that 90-degree bend with a slight hinge. All right, so boom, this position. I'm not too far. I'm definitely not too close. Keeping that knee slightly bent, even at the top of the rep range. If somebody were to ask, how do I know if I'm leaving too many reps in the tank, or am I challenging myself enough? I would say, are your last 2 to 3 reps a big, gigantic question mark? And I didn't get that with my last set of kickbacks. So here, I'm slowing down my tempo. Getting more intentional with my range of motion. So good, y'all. So good. As I mentioned in our first leg day this week, if you can cool it down, immediately after this workout, walk, slow bike ride, both static and dynamic stretch. That's a good idea. So flush the legs out, get rid of this lactic acid buildup, kind of reduce some inflammation. Anytime you really stress the muscles to the max, you'll see some inflammation. You'll feel that inflammation. It's gonna show up on the scale. I'm gonna need you to stop freaking out about that and cool it down, recover properly. Do not go do a HIIT workout. Do not go do a long run. Cool down and then recover. And then go to sleep. Do not scroll on Instagram and TikTok till 11:30. Go to sleep. Last set, best set. Slay the rest of your day. Go out and do hard things. You just did one very hard thing. So go hydrate, eat, stretch, move, cool it down, recover. Please, for the love of God, recover. Start recovering better. Slay your day. I'll see you next time.